Good morning. I wanted to step on here and bring you a word of encouragement and just teach you a little bit about how to rise above obtrusive thoughts, obsessions, and addictions. It's a long process, but if there's something that keeps coming into your mind that shouldn't be there, and you feel like you just can't get rid of it, um, you've tried many times and failed, then it's not you that needs to, you can't do it in your own strength. You can't do it by sheer willpower. It needs to come from Christ living in you. And there's a lot of steps to that. I mean, you got to get out things that shouldn't be there, for one thing, in your daily life, not just these obtrusive thoughts. Because, the thoughts come from what's inside that you've put in there, that you've allowed in. But, just for today, if you have that intrusive thought that keeps coming up, remember this verse. Set your mind on things above. That's a part of a verse. But this, it came to me today. Set. Have you ever seen anybody crack their finger, crack their neck, pop it back into place where it was out? Not so much with their fingers, but seen a chiropractor video. Well, they're setting something. They're putting it back in a forceful way, and that's what you need to do. You need to put your mind back in a forceful way, because it's creating resistance every time you try to get it back where it's supposed to be. And you got to be really forceful about it. So how do you do that? You got to set your mind on things above. Now, your mind, because it's resistant, you're going to have to find something that is very forceful to put in its place. What is it that you're always thinking about that's good or fun that is good? Like, do you have a hobby you enjoy, or things you like geeking out on? Or is there a subject in the Bible that you're really fond of and it really excites you? If you're a Sunday school teacher and you've got a subject right now that God's put on your heart, dwell on that. If you're a preacher, a young man coming up and God's talking to you about a certain outline, a certain subject, well, then geek out on that. Start thinking about that. If you're having trouble keeping your mind off of women, or you're having trouble as a woman keeping your mind off of men, same thing. You've got to find a joyful subject matter and plug into it during those times. Something your mind loves to go to other than those people or those things. Maybe you're obsessed with, I don't know, maybe you're I'm just throwing things out there God gives me. Maybe your obsession is getting on your phone and checking your social media, and that's running into your work time, and that's running into your home time, and you're just totally unorganized now, and your life's falling apart. Well, get your mind going on something good. Maybe there's some music you can plug in there. I don't know what your situation is, but You've got to find good Christian music. You can't fill your mind up with lustful music. You can't fill your mind up with hurtful music. You've got to put good music in there that talks about how to please God, and talks about God himself, praising the Lord. And then the second thing I want to bring out is, I can do all things through Christ. You can. You may have tried before and failed, but failure at something is not the end game. What I'm saying is, okay, the old story of Edison. I think it was Edison, the inventor, or any inventor really. They keep at the same thing that they fail at, and you're not a failure until you quit. Remember that. You are not a failure until you quit. And who wants you to quit? Yeah, old Slewfoot, Satan, the devil. He desires to sift us like wheat. So whenever that failure comes, it's a little sift of the sifter. But you get back up on the horse and you say, I'm going to beat this with God's help. And you think, what is the thought that I enjoy thinking about that's not this? You got to have it before time, though. You got to think about whatever thought that is before time, so you'll know to plug it in there, or it won't come to you. The devil will throw back some more thoughts that are horrible onto you. You've got to stay focused. What is that thought? My thought is cars. I love cars. Or my thought is makeup. If you're a woman, you love doing makeup. My thought is shopping. My thought is, I don't know what is a good thought for you. I'm just going to throw some out because maybe you can grab hold of them. Maybe you love herbs. Maybe you love learning about them. I do. I love that. Maybe it's you like vitamins. Maybe it's you like art. Maybe it's you like crafting. Maybe it's you like collecting marbles. I don't know what it is. But God, he can show you something that you love to think about if you ask him. Say, God, what is it? And if you can't, then carry a little notepad like this. Put your verses in it. Or I'm fixing to make some little cards with verses, and on the back of them, things to think about according to that verse. So, you got a whole cards things. I got cards. They're real nice ones that you can print out that have Bible verses for addiction. Grab a hold of that on my Etsy, or make your own on cardstock or a little pad of paper like this you can keep in your pocket. Do what you can and keep doing it. Don't say, well, I failed. Get back up on your horse. Get back up on your mindset of I can, and train that mind to think in the right way. It's a training. Just like if a little kid, they want to throw things everywhere. You've got to get back up and train them. Hey, you can't do that. Go put that back in your toy chest. So train your mind. You're not a failure. Hope you enjoyed this. God bless.